HarperCollins presents The Bad Room by Jade Kelly, read by Caro Clarke. Take me back to where the sky and sea collide, where I knew in that moment we were infinite. Prologue. Shh! What? I think I can hear something. You're imagining it. I said, shh! I can't hear over you two talking. I cocked my ear towards the door. There was sometimes a telltale sign, the squeak of the living room door hinge, the creak of the bottom stair, a squelch of a leather boot that might give some indication that she was approaching. If we all heard it at the same time, we'd each be under the duvet without anyone having to sound the warning. It offered little to no protection, of course, but nevertheless we'd try to cover the most vulnerable parts of our bodies, the areas she always went for, the hair, stomach, legs. If one of us clocked something, there might only be time to sound the alarm and duck for cover, leaving the others to fend for themselves. Not being quick enough to get under the duvet could be fatal, as would being caught sitting up or worse, out of bed. Even being caught before you could feign sleep, just lying there with one eye open meant punishment. Who was I kidding? Like she needed an excuse. When someone meets out beatings for fun, they'll come up with any reason to satisfy their lust. We'd been silent for nearly a minute, still nothing. Just because I hadn't heard another sound meant little. She could still be waiting right outside the door, ready to pounce. She'd been known to wait several minutes just to catch us out. Tonight was a tricky one, though. She had guests in, her older children, who didn't know anything of what went on upstairs, just like Terry, her ever-trusting hubby. They'd never believe what she got up to. Not that sweet old lady, the one who wanted us to call her Granny. She wasn't capable of anything like that. They'd be like everyone else who didn't believe us. Nasty girls, they'd think. Say anything for a bit of attention, they will. After all we do for the little wretches. But just because she was entertaining didn't mean she'd take her eye off the ball. There were no nights off, no respite, no easy rides in the bad room. Well, Sarah said. She always found it hardest to keep quiet. That was my fault. I'd brought her out of her shell a little. Before I was condemned to the bad room, she was a little church mouse. She wasn't much older than me, but you'd never tell from looking at us. Such a skinny thing, like her big sister Arlene. Now she was a funny one. Given how old she was, 2 years older than Sarah, and that she towered over everyone in this house, including her sister, you'd think she might put up more of a fight. But she was like the dogs you saw on those animal cruelty adverts on TV, the ones with the haunted eyes that gave a glimpse of the terror they'd faced. Maybe nothing, I said. I'd been in this place so long my mind played tricks on me. As I was saying, Sarah went on, from where she was sitting on the top bunk above me, her bare legs swinging down atop a duvet that was half pulled back for ease of entry. If this goes on, we'll have to steal food from school tomorrow. Me steal, more like, I said, recalling the last time I'd swiped some muffins when we'd gone without food for a day. The mention of food brought on a pang of nausea. The memories of sweet choc chip muffins made my mouth water. Today hadn't been too bad. We'd actually had breakfast. Nothing for lunch, and she had played her game with dinner again, leaving a ham sandwich, if you could call it that, at the bottom of the stairs, but neglecting to call us to get it, then making a big deal of punishing us for being ungrateful. If you lot don't want your dinner, that suits me fine. You can starve. Boy, did we starve. I couldn't tell you how much my stomach had shrunk since I'd moved there, but it still hurt to go without. Gulping mouthfuls of water from the bathroom tap wasn't the same. Even if the sandwich was one sliver of wafer-thin ham on 2 tea biscuits,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?